The NFL's annual league meetings continue from the desert. Phoenix, Arizona is where it all goes down, and we will be joining you with all the latest. Some great interviews coming your way from head coaches here as the league convenes to decide a lot about their future. Some votes, some action, some news, a little bit of news. Maybe not a lot of news. We got iced coffee on the set. That's Peter Schrager's. That's Adam Schefter. I didn't know if you were going to take a sip, though.
Peter's been drinking iced coffee all day. He keeps going.
My whole life.
He's trying to stay with
go.
us. Okay, we'll be here with you for the next hour with a lot of great information. Let's begin with Aaron Rodgers and everything going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a good laugh, Adam, because it does apply. With the NFL draft rapidly approaching, Aaron Rodgers' playing future remains uncertain. Rodgers, who turned 42 in December, showed his age for the Steelers in 2025, right? Among the 33 qualified quarterbacks last season, Rodgers' 5.8 air yards per attempt, the lowest of the group, while his average time to pass was 2.59 seconds. That's the fastest in the league. Everyone's waiting on a decision from Aaron Rodgers, including Mike McCarthy, who addressed that timeline today.
Yeah, I'm not going to really get into timelines. So we're in constant communication. Talked to them last night. So we're in a good space, and we're just continue to work through it. I think the quarterback room's going to be coached the same way, whether he's in there or he's not. It's, you coach to the lead player, because if you take the passing game, if you're truly going to be tied to the discipline and the footwork and the teachings of how that position plays and is coordinated with the perimeter, they all have to be synchronized. So that part won't change.
The AFC coaches, of course, meeting with the media today, and that's why we'll be focused a little bit more on those teams. Adam, what more can you tell us on this timeline for Aaron Rodgers? And I'm sorry if you're tired of this question, but we're going to keep asking it until we have a decision.
Laura, I'm never tired of the Aaron Rodgers question. It's always out there, and the situation is that he and Mike McCarthy have been talking on a regular basis. That would lead people to think, if they're talking that often, why are they even talking if Aaron Rodgers is not serious about coming back?
Right.
That would tell you that obviously he's strongly entertaining the idea of coming back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think everyone right now within the Steelers organization is cautiously optimistic that he'll be back. We never fully know with Aaron Rodgers, but that much activity and conversations and talking about what the future could look like clearly is an indication that he's serious about playing. My understanding also is it has nothing to do with a contract that should not be difficult to work out. This is Aaron Rodgers waiting to announce whether he will or won't play. And again, I think it's a positive that he's been as in touch with Mike McCarthy as he's been recently.
Putting a timeline on anything Aaron Rodgers does is a fool's errand. You wouldn't want to do that because he operates at his own pace and does his own things. And last year we thought maybe in March or April we'd know, and it wasn't until after the draft. I would think with the draft being in Pittsburgh, and I would think with the constant dialogue with Mike McCarthy that this year it would be appropriate from both sides to have that answer before they have another pick in the top 20 in the NFL draft. I would think that with a coach that he spent that many years with, out of mutual respect for each other, that we would get that answer before mid-April.
But it really doesn't matter because even if he weren't going to come back, it's not like the Pittsburgh Steelers need to know by the first night of the draft, because I don't think a lot of people believe and expect that they're going to be picking a quarterback in the first round.
Some people have said Ty Simpson.
I don't think people expect them to take a quarterback in the first round.
Can I add something here?
Yeah.
I sat next to Mike McCarthy at the breakfast today, and as much as the questions were about Rodgers, said he would have taken Will Howard before the 6th round last year. Says he loves what he's seen on tape from Will Howard. Says Will Howard didn't take a single snap last year, but everything he has seen from him, he's very encouraged by. Maybe he's hedging his bet a little bit, or maybe he's building up Howard in case the entire rug is pulled from him on Rodgers at the last second. But Will Howard seems to have a fan in Mike McCarthy as well.
Oh, a big fan. And I think that Mike McCarthy likes to work with quarterbacks who are sharp, and I think they perceive Will Howard to be very sharp. And I think that there is a real curiosity there about what he can do. Now, are you going to count on Will Howard to go compete against Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and maybe Deshaun Watson?
Not
We'll
yet.
see about that. But the fact is, they are encouraged and optimistic on Will Howard while they wait for an answer on Aaron Rodgers. And I don't think that quarterback in the first round will be in play.
Well, really, I mean, as you guys know, the last time we heard from Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show, he was telling Pat how much he likes Will Howard and how big of a fan he is of the young quarterback. So maybe there's more there than we're realizing. Let's turn our attention to the Bills. They, of course, here today and yesterday talking to the media, and the Bills didn't receive much production out of their wide receivers last season. The group averaged the fewest air yards per target in the NFL. How do we get more help for Josh Allen, right? As for Buffalo's running backs and tight ends, no team got more yards per reception out of those positions than the Bills. The Bills' wideouts struggled, right? But Josh Allen is always a threat with his legs. His new head coach, Joe Brady, spoke today on the importance of protecting his dual-threat quarterback.
There's going to come a time in his career where he's going to have to, his legs aren't going to be able to do what what he can do, and he's going to have to become a true pocket passer. We're not there yet, right? But so I have to be mindful of that when I'm calling plays. We know in the pass game, Josh is going to scramble. So you got to count those scrambles, knowing that there's going to be some of the runs. And so tell me the time in the game, the importance of it, where we are in the season. That's when I think some of just the true design runs come into play. But if I ask him, he'll be like, hey, run me 40 times, throw it 40 times. I really don't care. I just would like him. Now we got a grass field. I hope he slides a little more.
It's interesting because I think when you think about the Bills right now, it feels like a bit of a turning point. Obviously, they move on from Sean McDermott. Joe Brady is now the head coach. They got to do more for Josh Allen. They fall short. Do you expect them to be adding more help, Peter? And what would that look like for Josh Allen?
I think the DJ Moore trade was a very big trade.
Yeah.
They went and got DJ Moore, and the way that the Buffalo sources have kind of framed this is if you look at some of the other free agents that were out in the market, that number was extremely high for some of these wide receivers. And what we did for DJ Moore was we're getting a veteran player who we believe can actually play a significant role right from the go. And last year where they didn't have that veteran receiver and he didn't have that go-to guy, and he's relying on players that are untested besides Khalil Shakir, a bunch of young shavers, and down the stretch you're looking for production from guys that haven't done it before. DJ Moore's done it. He's played in big games. So I think DJ Moore is big. I'd also say they were 31st in the league against the run last year.
Yeah.
So this is not just a team that's a receiver away. So I would say be careful on just sliding, hey, 26th overall pick, Bills, best receiver available, go. No, that's not how they operate. And they think they did check a big box with DJ Moore.
And I think that's exactly right. I don't think they're looking for a wide receiver early. They went wide receiver early. They went DJ Moore.
Right.
And it's not the first time this organization has done that. They traded a first-round pick for Stephon Diggs back in the day, and that seemed to work out pretty well. And Diggs helped carry the receiving core. And I think that they're counting on DJ Moore to do something similar right now. If there's another receiver at some point in the draft, I'm sure they'd love to add one. It's a deep draft for wide receivers. They'll find some help somewhere along the way. But this is a team that has holes. This is a team that has needs. Don't know that you could afford to go receiver in round one, trade second-round pick for DJ Moore. It's not like we can go play 7-on-7 flag football with a bunch of wide receivers.
And we learned that the NFL players aren't great at that. So I think we're going to stick with,
Yeah, what was up with that? Adam, we got some more top stories that we want to get to today. Are there any rule changes coming out of the league meetings this year that will affect the next season?
A couple of notable things today, Laura, and I think the ones that we're watching both involve officials. The NFL today approved a competition committee proposal for 1 year only, and this is really in light of the dispute with the NFLRA, the Referees Association, to correct calls from the Replay Assist Center in New York City. So what the league is trying to do here is say, we have an extra set of eyes on the game in the event we have to use replacement officials and we can't get a new collective bargaining agreement.
Leverage, Adam.
That's
Leverage.
a message.
Man,
There's
oh,
a
man.
message right there. And the other one to watch today is that essentially disqualifications can occur after a flag wasn't thrown on a play, like DK Metcalf last year. No flag when he goes into the stands. They can look at that and say, disqualified, he's out of the game in this particular case. So a couple of big rule changes here from the NFL owners.
Adam, you've alluded to it all week. Just a quick one here. This replacement ref thing feels
It's
like
real.
it's going to happen.
It's real. Well,
people,
listen,
we need
Laura,
to prepare ourselves.
It's March 31st, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I being over the top?
No, you're
Okay.
not. Not right now. Not right now. But my point is, there's still time.
Yeah.
And negotiations take turns. But where it sits today is not good.
Can I quickly add?
Please.
The NFL is talking about international and flag football, and that they just did a big production deal with Skydance, and there's a new time. This is the issue that is going to be the biggest thing for the NFL over the next several months. This issue, the replacement refs, because the integrity of the game is what matters most. And trust me, the owners are going for a fight, and that refereeing association, they're in for one too.
There might be, in the spring, a lot of late-night sessions with a lot of iced coffees from people drinking them.
By the way, that iced coffee is no longer ice. It's now warm coffee. It is raining here in the desert. I'm confused by that, but it's not dampening our spirits. We carry on here on NFL Live. We will be here for the rest of the hour with Schrags and Schefter. The Chiefs head coach Andy Reid gave us a recovery timeline, an update on Patrick Mahomes. Very positive. This is going to be fascinating. Is there a chance we could see Mahomes on the field as early as the preseason? Stay tuned. We'll have the latest. Plus, we'll hear from Titans new head coach Robert Saleh. What are his first impressions of his quarterback Cam Ward, his expectations for year 2, and maybe a little more on where they go